Hello, beautiful soul. I am Samantha, and this is my February 2025 Ascension Energies Update. Welcome to my YouTube channel, where you discover your soul's journey through chakra archetypes, nature's medicine, and cosmic events. I'm a registered herbalist, contemporary medicine woman, and evolutionary oracle. The theme this month, we are enhancing our receptivity. So you're going to attune more and come into even greater alignment with your authenticity, your true self, and a new sense of consciousness that's coming into being through you as you're clearing deep emotions. Now, I'm sure you've been feeling this since January, and it might have been quite overwhelming and a lot going on in the mind as well. This is shifting as we go into February because we are igniting vibrational creative forces that are contained in our second chakra. And this is going to enhance your sense of empowerment, and you will become more receptive to creative manifestation. So, creating your life and moving through old emotion that has really kept you hampered and stuck. And the archetypes that you'll be working with this month are the sovereign and the mystic. They are second chakra sacral archetypes that are in the collective consciousness that are helping us during the ascension process. Now, you're also going to continue to hone the overall 2025 archetypes that I talked about in January, as well as in my 2025 archetypal forecast. And they are the compassionate innocent, the wise advocate, the lover, and the magical child. We have a very heart focused year this year. We are learning to live through the heart. The key words this month for you are creativity. You'll be tapping into that more. Emotional boundaries. So, still continuing to work on your emotional boundaries, being very clear on those as you're letting go of the old emotions, these repressed emotions that have really kept your life force, your creative force hampered. You're coming into more unity through that second chakra, sacred union, and needing to dig into your faith to keep moving forward step by step as you create your life. Literally, you're moving into this whole new timeline in the age of Aquarius. This brings you also into service oriented purpose as you learn to live through the heart and a lot more divine liberation, spiritual and material balance, and in doing so, soulful abundance. Something I'm sure we all could tap into even more. So, these powerful cosmic energies during this month are propelling us forward to a significant reset point in our lives. It's really an exceptional time to be alive on this planet, as each one of us is stepping into our own unique divine blueprint, no matter what age you are, where you are, and we're creating our earthly life from a place of awareness, empowerment, and authenticity. So much more as we move through this year. So you may find that there's a new sense of self coming in for you, or that you're showing up differently, or feel that you're showing up differently in your relationships and in your life. You may also feel that you're being steered in a different direction in your life, feeling the need to reinvent yourself in some way, or start a new job or project, or move locations, or you're being asked to do that by the universe. You may be just redefining what's important to you and really learning to sit here in your heart in order to do so. And this, of course, requires you to release control, expectations, inhibitions, worry, and this outdated sense of yourself. You're moving into that true self even more. Now, the energies this month are also supporting you to release very quickly, especially in that sacral area and that second chakra, which is down in the reproductive area. And this is so that you can create from this place of your higher self as you let go of these emotions that have been really repressed. And you're going to come into more partnership with spirit and also move forward in your life in the highest good. So, for yourself and for others, as you reconnect through here. This really brings in a sense of divine liberation, and that's coming in very strongly so we can reawaken our creative power and fuse it with divine guidance. Really listening and attuning. So keep listening and attuning as you move through this month. And as you move and are freed from these emotions, there's a real fire within that's being stoked, so much so that you may feel a lot of heat coming up as you're releasing these emotions and maybe sweating more. The central nervous system shifting, the brain is shifting again. And this is all being stoked as we move through this month so that we can transcend to this higher mindset and higher order, really align with higher order through a March DNA upgrade that's coming. We have 2 DNA upgrades this year. One's in March, one's in September. I talked about that in my 2025 archetypal forecast. So check that out if you want to know more. This is a DNA 9 and 10th strand that is coming up, upgrade for us with the DNA, and we're activating a whole new level of consciousness as a result. And if you want to know more about how DNA upgrades work, there's a link below in this video. I did a free DNA upgrade event last year and recorded that. And this will help you prepare in the best way possible, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually for this event. I am working on also a short free course that I'll have up as well. That will be in my portal, and I'll announce that when it's ready. It's really important to understand what's happening to you so that you can use the best of this to really work with your sense of self-mastery and awareness as you go through this process. Now, to merge with this new level of higher mind and higher order via the DNA upgrade, there is this elevation needed in our sovereignty coming through that second chakra, that empowerment, and a new tapping in of that creative power, or you could say it's recovering our creative power because we were preconditioned to not have creative power in our old paradigm. This means, though, then we have to have this deep cleansing. This is how it's going to be reborn, is through this cleansing of unfelt emotions that you've been working with. You may have felt like you're in a bit of a roller coaster through January, and that really hampered and is holding you hostage from reclaiming this creative power, and also staying in a sense of separation where you are disconnected from others and all that is around you. You are starting to move into much more reconnecting with everything and with yourself, really this deeper sense of who you are and why you're here. And this will continue all the way through as we go through February. But we're going to get more traction now. January, there was a lot more floundering you may have found, but now you're going to get more traction as you go through February. So as we raise the vibration in the second chakra, we can shift out of self-doubt, preconditioning, any self-loathing that's still hanging around there, self-sabotage, apathy, narcissism, and loneliness, all that was connected to the old way of living, the old earth. We're now moving into the new earth paradigm. And this really gives us more of that divine liberation and co-creative ability to work with others and to really, as a collective, make more enlightened and heartfelt responses to the challenges that we face in our world and in our individual lives. So you're in this evolutionary revolution right now, moving more and more through and becoming more illuminated as you do. And this is the spiritual self-mastery work that you're being called to do this month, is to really free yourself from internal suffering by allowing these contracted feelings that are coming up and their perceptions and thoughts that keep you hostage in a self-limiting reality to dissolve. So you're going to do a lot of feeling and healing. So make the room to do that. The universe might be making the room for you to do that. And as the cosmic energies work their magic on your subconscious and in your vibrational field. So you're doing a lot of this work through your dream time at night when you're sleeping. You may be finding that more and more that you have a hard time separating your dream life from this reality because you're moving through a whole bunch of timelines. So you're being supported to really synthesize this higher consciousness to impact the common good. And this comes in the form of us moving into loving service. So really loving life, loving service, and taking action anchored in loving wisdom, because you've been processing all these emotions to advocate for yourself, to advocate for change, to transcend to another level of really being, and so that you can live through the heart. The two collective archetypes that are helping us in the ascension process through the sacral chakra, the second chakra, are the sovereign and the mystic. And the sovereign really supports us to step into our authentic power, that you're going to be moving through that more and embracing more of that masculine and feminine within and connecting to that authenticity, those good emotional boundaries, healthy boundaries for yourself, better relationships, and also really being able to channel your creativity to feel more creative, to manifest more abundance. And also at the same time, live a life of co-creative service, really finding that balance, that beautiful sweet spot for yourself. And I have my sovereign essence and elixir if you need support with that. I work with plant medicine and crystal medicine, and they are incredible beings that are here to support us through this ascension process. So I have the essence and elixir to help you if you need that. The mystic archetype takes us to another spiritual level. So it really supports you to dissolve more that individualistic ego identity. Now, it doesn't mean you get rid of your ego. It just means it takes more of a back seat so you can tap more into soul consciousness. And I said, this is the year we're really moving from ego consciousness in terms of how we see ourselves to a more soul type of consciousness. And we're able to then ignite our creative energy in that second chakra more in resolute faith of a higher calling, really feeling that we're needed here, really feeling engaged in why we're here and knowing that and loving life more as a result. Bringing in more of that sacred union within ourselves and living that spiritual life with an earthly purpose. And that's the mystic really helps you with that. So I also have an essence and elixir for that as well to support you. And we are in the metal cycle of creation right now. Now, the metal cycle of creation, it's about flexibility, about selfless impeccability. It's about divine choices. It's about moving through a lot of grief, okay, so that you can really release and transform that grief into life experience that will support you going forward to discern better, to cultivate more intimacy with others as you release from here and bring in more harmony and right relationship, more co-creative relationships. So that metal cycle is in play right now, and you can work with that. I also have my metal element essence to support you, to raise your vibration, to work with that, those higher energies and frequencies of the metal cycle of divine creation. I have many other products to support you and your vibrational frequency and your consciousness. So take a look at the monthly specials page on my website, or there's a link below here in the video. And one of my favorites this month is also the Royal Amber Oil. So if you have any amber gemstone, you can certainly work with that this month. Amber is very good at helping you raise your consciousness, to raise the body, mind, and spirit in readiness for expanding consciousness, like the DNA upgrade that's coming up. Amber is actually fossilized tree resin, and it has a golden orange color that really resonates with beauty and tenderness and supports the energy of the sacral and solar plexus chakras, okay, to stay at that higher vibration that you're looking for. So the Royal Amber Oil I have, you can use that. It will work really well to support you that way, and you can rub it on certain chakras that really need that support. Plant ally for February is fuchsia. And fuchsia is a flower essence that I have in my sovereign essence and elixir. It really helps us, this plant ally really supports us to bring in new awareness, that new awareness that we're getting more and more, and also helps with deep emotional healing and assists in us finding that stillness within that we need to tap into in order to really feel and heal. Being in that present moment. And that's the whole idea is we let go of all of this emotion, you can be more present, you can be more aware. And so that's coming in more through this month. And if you love flowers like I do and plants, you can go find yourself a fuchsia if you would like and have that in your energy in your home. If it's warm where you are, you can have it in your garden. I certainly have it in my garden in the summer, and it really attracts butterflies and hummingbirds. They love it and are finding, I'm sure, in it the same plant essence that I do, where it really helps them feel connected and it helps us be disentangled from those deep and repressed emotions that sometimes keep us paralyzed, like we can't move forward because we're so paralyzed with these emotions. You can't move forward at all and you keep looping, right? So we're going to move out of the more this month, and fuchsia can really help us with that. So, as I said, if you've already been feeling like this in January, it's this month you're going to have a lot more traction, and fuchsia can help you to free yourself from any burdens of the past. Okay, but slow down, feel these emotions that are coming up. That's important. Meditate with fuchsia or a picture of fuchsia, like I have here on the screen. Buy one, have it in your house, and you will as I said, find the universe might be deliberately asking you to slow down so you can process these emotions that are coming up. So work with fuchsia. It will help you quite a bit. Now, physical and psychospiritual symptoms that may be coming up as you move through this month. Remember, there's still a lot of heart energy that we are working with, a lot coming through that shifting and will impact the heart as an organ. The body's going through a lot to move us through these changes and move us into this new sense of consciousness and new way of living. There may be for you a lot more greater emotional balance coming in as you get towards the end of this month, a more increased sense of well-being. You may have more creative energy, feel more up to creating things or moving forward in your life or taking action. And you might find that your boundaries come in more effortlessly in terms of what you want and what don't want in your life. More acceptance, more forgiveness of self, and more unconditional love for yourself and for others, more joy, more play, and more sense of heart-centered purpose and spirituality. Now, the negative side of this, or the shadow side, as you work through things, you, as I said, might have more of that heat and sweating that's coming up. That's part of what's happening as we move a lot of these emotions out. You might have skin issues because of that, especially if you have hives or rosacea or things that have a lot more heat that gets activated that will create those symptoms. You might have more emotional instability, and you might have found as you went through January and now moving into February, a little more up and down, as you go through this month. Some emotional numbness. If you want to numb out, you might want to do that more, but stay present, stay really in those emotions, no matter how uncomfortable they are, and get support if you need that. It will really pay off for you in the end. You may have more guilt. You may have more low kidney energy, kidney bladder infections, or feel like you're getting those. Same with yeast infections. You may feel like you're more inflamed or bloated, distended, more stiff joints. Increased PMS if you still have your cycle, or you may actually feel like you're getting your cycle. I actually feel sometimes as I'm shifting in that second chakra, like I still have my cycle or I'm getting it, even though I'm postmenopausal, I might add. And with men, you might find in that bladder, kidney area, or prostate area, there might be more swelling, more poor and slow bowel movements as you're moving through a lot more of these deep, deep emotions. They can cause a lot of tension in the body, a lot of soreness in the muscles, particularly up here. You might get more headaches as a result, low level that come through, and a more tension in that body and mind. More anxiety might come up. You might have more sense of separation and not want to be around people. Feel more angry or bitterness or fear or grief, and more tension in that heart chakra, okay, and up around in here. But just know that that's all part of this. Overall, the areas that we're focusing on here are that sacral, as I said, the genital area, the uterus, the low back, the kidney, the bladder, hips, the heart, because we're working on that heart chakra, which also extends to the arms, the hands, the lung, the chest area, and that thymus gland, which also affects immunity. And remember, get support if you need it from your health practitioner. Some of these symptoms, they can manifest into something that is not healthy and can get triggered as we go through these gateways. So please get support where you need it. And finally, cosmic dates. Now, we have 3 dates this month that are really affecting us. There's many other things going on, of course, with the cosmos and with planets and the way planets are shifting right now, but I'm going to focus on these. February 9th, we have the 299 gateway, and I talked about the 199 gateway in my full moon update last month, and it was all about divine mission seeding so that you're moving into this higher sense of who you are and higher purpose. And this gateway, the 299, is going to amplify that. So as you synthesize this new information coming in and you're seeding this new stage of your life, this 299 gateway will really amplify that. So all these gateways, as we go through them, build on each other. And as this happens, it's helping you tap more into your soul's mission, that soul consciousness, and point that inner compass that you have in a certain way forward, along with attracting those that will support you and or join you in the next phase of your life. So divine creation is always at work, and that's being brought to this new earth paradigm. We also have a February 12th full moon in Leo. as well as a February 27th new moon in Pisces. And that full moon in Leo is going to bring in more empowerment with that, lion heart. And the new moon in Pisces will bring in greater sensitivity and attunement. And I'll talk about those more when I get to the mid-month, my full moon update. As always, I so appreciate you being here with me and journeying with me through this human ascension process. I appreciate your likes and comments on my videos. That really keeps me going and inspires me. And as well, I am so grateful to have you here. Be well. I hope you journey smoothly and safely through this month. And I'm sending you so much love.